Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pokemon Ice. I am your GM, DM, PM, the Gold Crow. I'm a Pokemon master. And with me, I have our four wonderful players. And without further ado, we should start off with who wants to do a recap. And we have a very special recap in mind, don't we, Quill?
Yes, we do.
Mhm.
All right, let's see what Sabrina has to say about what happened last time. Last time on our Ice Continent expedition adventure, we jumped right into the action with my stupid brother getting spooked by our encounter with a bunch of frozen gabites and a Marowak and deciding it was a brilliant idea to run away into the wilderness by himself. Some of us immediately gave chase and saved his sorry six tails as nature promptly decided to remind him that he was more or less as good as dead on his own. Having known this idiot as long as I have, I knew he would thanklessly run the moment his two brain cells started rubbing together again, so I took the initiative to bind and gag him so he wouldn't get away. By this point, we were all pretty tired, so we settled down to get some actual bona fide rest. I had a bit of a talk with Loki to try to convince him not all of us were as inept as Sib, among other things, which included getting this pesky lock off of the spell book we found on our way to the Hallowed Flames camp. He graciously agreed to try to dispel whatever magic was preventing us from picking it. More on that in a bit. We discovered a hidden chamber outside of our camp out in the middle of nowhere, thanks to my keen eye. Apparently, this was noticed by at least one of our teammates, but I was the only one with the guts to speak up about it and suggest we check it out, which worked out in our favor. In addition to saving the last episode's title, Sigurd got a few neat little runes that apparently worked a little bit like spell scrolls for him. I'll have to study those later to try and figure out how the magic works. It wasn't a total win, though, as my brother managed to worm his way out of the gag and use magic to get out of his restraints. Fortunately, by this point, he was willing to talk. It turns out we're descendants of the Lord Nero that the Marowak mentioned. Doesn't surprise me he knows about this and I'm completely in the dark. Figures. Loki confirmed that this story more or less aligns with the stories about the evil sorcerers that the Hallowed Flames had to deal with in the ancient past, which is why they don't exactly trust arcane casters. Luckily, after this revelation, it appears Sib grew a third brain cell and decided not to run out into the wilderness and get himself killed. Upon arriving at the camp, there was a great deal of celebration had. We received our rewards for our efforts, and Loki basically got promoted and hailed as a hero as we stood by and watched. It, Lulu, stop talking. At least I, Alex. At least I, at least I got to keep the scroll of dispel magic. With any luck, I'll be able to figure out how to use it myself and crack this magic book open.
Excellent. Yeah, grab yourself that inspo.
Yay!
All right, yeah, this is where we'll start off. But if you guys caught it last time, the characters are now level 5. And maybe we can go down the list of what you all got. I guess we can go to the Discord list, so alphabetical order pretty much.
Oh
what did
gosh.
what did you get?
Uh I did a bunch of spell juggling that confused even the GM.
Yeah.
But suffice it to say, at the end of the day, I have Aura of Vitality, Call Lightning, Thunderstep, and Fireball.
Well, what's kind of the justification that Sinbad got those spells that they manifested in his sorcerer mojo?
I'm like, he's probably he's trying to prepare for taking out Nero, but I feel like the Aura of Vitality may or may not have been Loki rubbing off on him a little bit.
Nice. What did Aiden acquire?
Well, let's see. I got a few neat little things here and there. He's got a little bit more dexterity, so he's able to use that crossbow of his a bit faster. Not to mention my own realizing I was wrong. He gets to prepare some extra spells now. So, or well, in this case, contraptions, the like.
You
More
can attack.
specifically, picked up aid. I'm still trying to figure out the justification for that one because let's be honest. Sometimes flavoring artificer spells can be a little confusing when you've got these other ones that are just like, all your allies get bonus rolls.
You're like augmenting them with something. It just it buffers them a little bit. And you also got an extra attack, didn't you?
Yep.
All right, Sabrina, what'd you get?
Sabrina also picked up Fireball, and she's got Lemon's tiny hut now.
Leomund.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, her magic missile stick got buffed.
Yes.
So.
And finally, what did Sigurd get?
Extra attack.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean,
But
you
it's
got
a lot more.
you got
it's
the
a lot more
runes
interesting.
from last session.
Yeah,
That's true.
simple
Although
but
that's
effective.
that's not level 5.
To be fair, like some of the casters usually get interesting level 5s, and then in our case, our fighter here is getting his extra attack, which still does a lot more than you'd imagine.
It's a lot.
Very
It's
simple,
it's
but
so much actually.
effective. Yeah. So yeah, I've got double fireball to worry about on this campaign. All right. In any case, you are in Camp Daybreak with the Hallowed Flame. Like last time, they all bless you with the Ashen Scepter one last time. So you have 30 days to +5 to the weather conditions, and this is magical too. So you've been hearing rumors about kind of magical cold over to the eastern side of the continent, where where it doesn't seem that just weather gear in general isn't very effective at all. So this would protect against that. You wake up in the morning, and after the festivities and celebration of the recovery of the Ashen Scepter, it seems like the camp has died down into back into that state of duty and readiness again, where everyone has a stiff back and flat shoulders, marching around the camp, inspecting their gear, and you see prayers around the pyre in the center of the camp. It seems like there's more so now that Loki has that scepter, as the cold doesn't really affect them as much. Some of them as much anyway, with the scepter. But you are escorted to the front gate. You were not disarmed this time, so that might give you the impression they trust you a little more. And the Hallowed Flame will allow you to take a small little detachment to escort you to your spellbook cave. Would you accept that? You'd have about 10 of these kind of paladins following you around. Just to the cave, though.
Cave.
And the benefit of that is there will be no encounters if you do that.
No survival checks, though, for meteors.
Yeah. But you will be pretty much watched the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that we need to talk about some things.
Yeah. I'd say that we're fine, honestly.
I would agree. I think we're fine.
I don't
Okay.
want to take any more resources from
I
them.
got some nifty tricks from Loki.
All
Like
right.
Oh.
Fireball and Aura Vitality.
All right. So you thanks but no thanks them, and you
Yeah.
continue your. They at least say they'll escort you to the bottom of the mountain then,
Okay.
but
Right.
they'll go back up.
Yeah, so
So-
we don't get mugged.
So you get like you can just freely move here unless you want to do something in the camp some more.
Hooray.
Let's go look at the quote-unquote prison area, right?
They tell you that does not exist. They don't even have a prison area.
Yeah.
I know, but
Oh, that's good to know, actually. The prison was a lie.
So what is your course of action? You're at the base of this mountain. You look over to the eastern side, and you just see this swirling tempest that's just obscuring a lot of the views of the meteor and that tower you saw off in the distance.
Does it look like it's coming towards us? Or is it just in place?
Do a nature check.
Nature check.
oh man, I'm good at these.
I only have a +1 in that. Would survival work as well?
Yeah, survival. You can go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I'm good at those too.
Not he's the one being perceptive.
I know.
It's not your roll.
Oh yeah. And
well, only a 10.
Well,
So
you can't tell if it's getting closer to you, but it definitely looks slightly bigger. It takes you a little while, like staring at it for a while, but it definitely looks that swirling tempest looks like it got a little bigger, just slightly though, not substantially.
weird.
All right. So you are going to be overland traveling. So why don't we roll up the weather? I'll do that for you. With this new confangled... Here, I'm using parser.
bot commands, they're fun.
Yeah. Discord had an update, so...
They nerfed our bots.
Yeah. Oh, 31, huh?
Oh.
So it's gonna be like what, 26, 25 for the roll we have
25.
to do? Yeah.
I think everyone just passes if we've got the... Well, wait, no.
No, not.
I'm like, I think I only have a +20. Let's see.
Bree's got a 22.
Okay.
Don't forget to include your bonus from the...
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
So she's got to roll like
I do have to roll.
24, but we established that even a 1 passes that, so...
I win.
Wins even
38.
harder. All right, yeah. So you aren't hampered by the cold, and so what pace are you gonna go at now?
Normal. Let's
Normal.
get to the spellbook cave book.
All right, you're about 4 hours in the day. We'll say the day starts at 6 a.m.
Okay.
So it's 10 a.m. right now. Or no, wait. Sorry. It's 8 hours, right?
Yeah, hex is
Yep.
8 hours. We've decided.
Yeah. So it's 12. It's noon as you get to the base of the mountain.
Okay, so we could probably only travel 1 hex today.
Yeah, because the other 2 tiles would push us way into, what, morning?
Yeah.
It's like suddenly the land got a whole lot bigger or something.
Yeah.
The land got bigger, or we got smaller.
That's why the storm head got bigger, is because the mass got bigger.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's the only reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess we're just gonna head straight for the border gate.
Do we want to take a pit stop at the spellbook cave book? Or is
Yeah.
Do we have any need to?
I mean, do we have any reason not to?
Well, it's a little bit out of the way.
I guess that's fair.
I
Is
mean,
it actually?
not really. The path.
It's
regardless,
6
is
both
busy.
ways.
1,
Oh,
2,
okay.
3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
Yeah,
Geometry's
it's
weird.
Hexes are strange.
it's going to be the same amount no matter what path you travel, assuming you're not
Yeah.
backing or anything.
Exactly. So let's go visit Spellbook Cave Book.
Alright.
Alright.
All right. So you're going at a normal pace. Roll me some encounters. D8.
Those D8s. Here we go. To which...
Right, I can't just do that.
6.
Yeah. This is the wrong channel.
5.
We have 2 dice bots now, if you didn't notice.
Oh yeah,
so-
I should probably. Are we gonna use parser or maiden?
Whatever you want.
As you wish.
Doesn't
Okay.
need to be uniform.
Fair enough.
If one's
I'm going with
betraying
maiden.
you, you can go to the other one.
we need to
See,
get
I
like
have
5
words.
different dice spots in here.
Yeah.
Just like.
Just
All right.
one set of dice each.
You are good. You get to your destination unhindered.
Hooray.
So where does it leave us then? Right there?
Spellbook, Haybook.
I thought we couldn't make
Right
it a
here.
spellbook K-book.
No. We'll make
So we
it
won't tell
next.
us.
Night.
Yeah.
Oh man, that ruins the point of trying to visit Spellbook, Haybook.
I mean,
This
we
is
can
what I was
check.
pointing out.
We can like check on it if we or
Maybe
just, like,
maybe
pass
if we're
by it.
lucky, there will be a key there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, or not the Queen of Hearts who wants to mug us.
Just the queen.
All right. Did you guys say you wanted to talk about something? Fine.
Did
Or-
we want to talk about something?
I mean, you were offered like a free escort, and you didn't really talk about anything. Oh, I guess you can go look for the meteors if you wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
thing
is that-
you wanted.
That's why. Okay.
That's why.
I see.
Yeah, we need them.
Okay, so you can also use survival to find them,
Oh good.
but I don't think you need to make survival checks anymore for shelter because.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can just kind of make one.
Somebody just kind of makes a brown dome.
No, it's gonna be nice sky blue
The
color.
brown bubble.
Why not make it, the same color as the snow, so it's
You
not
could just make
spotted?
it white, yeah.
Okay, white, fine.
All right. So,
I'm so basic.
what do you guys want to do on your downtime here? Your
We gotta
hour-
get those shards, man.
Sigurd's just gonna spend more time drawing the landscape if we don't need to worry about heat or shelter.
Shard hunting is going well.
Yes, that
He's not
is 2 successes.
doesn't care about finding shards too much.
So you put slash quill and then
Yeah.
Good
Yes,
job.
yeah.
Gotta push
We
tab.
did it. The
So
first
obnoxious.
Oh,
And then
one.
Man, every time we do this roll, Bree rolls really bad.
Well, you're not the only one.
11.
Sadly you don't find anything.
Rip.
All right, Sigurd, you are drawing the landscape again. Why don't you give
Yeah.
me a perception roll if you're doing
Okay.
that?
Sure.
That should have been a 10, but not like that makes a difference.
No.
Oh, I need to not do that. Hang on. Tab
It's
plus D20 plus 1. 8.
Ooh.
So as you're drawing the landscape, you catch a glimpse of a footprint, a small footprint, but it's just it was the remnants of one. It's kind of blown away by the winter wind.
Oh. Just a
You-
single foot.
Yeah, you couldn't tell which way it was going or coming from. You could have just kind of spotted it for a second, a little bit away from your camp, and it kind of got blown away.
Wouldn't it be funny if that was our own footprint?
Sigurd would probably put down his stuff, kind of stand up and walk over to where he saw the footprint, kind of look around to see if there's anything that stands out. Any more footprints, even?
Not really. It seems like you just kind of caught it as you were drawing the landscape, as you kind of like looked over to like a stone laying on the ground. You could saw kind of a small little indent in the ground, and you look around for some more, but all you see is really your footprints heading back from the hallowed flame, and even they're kind of getting blown away pretty fast in this winter.
I consider that to be a good thing.
That was very recent. Okay. All right, Sigurd will, yeah, he'll just go back sit down again.
All right.
Probably keep a closer eye out on anything in the surrounding area.
All right. So you're gonna set up the hut and Liamond the hut.
Yep.
And take a rest for the night. And you do,
All right.
unless you.
All right.
Well, what is kind of your ritual for setting up this tent? Look like your hut? Look like, Ray?
She like sits herself down, just like out in a little open area, and opens her book, and the circumference of the hemisphere, an outline of it shows up in the snow, and unknowns start rising up from the edges, and then once the spell or once the ritual completes, the dome just kind of and rises up from the ground and closes off near the top.
Awesome.
I'm still not sure how you became friends with these things.
Well, they just started showing up when I started learning how to do this sort of thing. I guess they're just sort of in charge of all of the paracausal forces of the universe.
And you just have control over them?
I haven't really looked into it that hard. They probably are just doing what I asked them to do, but what compels them to do what I'm asking, I'm not entirely sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about the alphabet stew friends. But then again, they are probably a less dangerous source of magic than my own.
Well,
I would hope so.
I guess we'll just have to find out.
I've never really understood magic. I just kind of tinker with stuff, and I mean, I get a little bit of it, and use a little bit here and there just to work on some like gadgets here. But I don't know, it just never really clicked with me.
But how? Magic explodes. Isn't that what makes tinkering fun, when it explodes?
He does have a point.
Look, you say that until you get a burn on your tail, and try putting that out. And
He's a fire type.
Yeah, Sinbad also just kind of like narrows his eyes at him after, everyone knows what's on his head.
Right. Yeah, just you see, there was a time like a bit of a incident at the forge involving me trying to make some stuff, and that was a hard one to explain to Dad, especially when there's burn marks. Never mind. And he will not explain further.
Huh.
You gonna settle down for the night?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, you hear the whistle of the wind out, as you can hear it now, and yeah, it's maybe calming to some of you, but especially now that you have a warm shelter instead of around a dying fire, you might find the sound of the howl of the wind comforting. But you wake up the next day, the dome kind of the magic falls down, and you are exposed to the elements again. That makes a brisk shiver go through your body. And we will go to day 2, and I've got to keep track of your of your Ashen Scepter blessing.
We'll put
Oh,
on
man.
a note.
Yeah, throw down a sticky note. Oh wait,
Yeah, that'll
we already
be-
have one.
Wait,
It
how,
says
is the sticky note still up to date?
It's
actually?
still here.
day
Yeah.
lol no coal out of 14.
So that's
Okay.
29 now, I guess.
29.
29 days remaining.
All right. What pace do you want to go at? And the temperature, did it fall or increase? 3.
I'm like, I mean, we're probably just gonna stick to the normal pace, even if it's super slow
Okay,
mo now.
I don't think anyone needs to make that. It's actually a little
Man.
more warmer today.
There's a lot warmer
It
today.
says we keep traveling west,
Yeah.
so now it's warmer.
Like a
here.
heat wave.
All right, you're going at a normal pace.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
let's
right.
just go to normal pace.
You're going to like here,
So we can make
probably 3.
8. Oh no, that's the wrong tool. They look similar to me for some reason.
How many
So we have
tiles
to
do
roll
we
our
have?
d8s again.
That's 24 hours getting to 3 tiles. So
I don't
Maybe
think we
that's
want to
what we
go
do.
for 24
I
hours.
don't think. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think we want to walk for 24
I
hours.
think
Oh.
we can only effectively move 2 tiles.
Okay.
I have a feeling that something sus is waiting for us over here anyway.
All right. So where do you want to end up? So just put yourself there,
Meow.
right there.
Wait,
Okay, wait.
that's not.
No, that is day.
That's the
One,
3.
two.
It'd be like right
Yeah,
here.
this,
right there.
we're yeah.
Here or
We're,
here.
we were.
we started
Yeah,
right.
we were
started
here
right
till
here.
8:16, so we're resting.
Or this.
Okay.
What? Yeah, one of the two.
So
We just sort of passed over Spellbook Cave Book.
Yeah, we just kind of passed by.
All right.
yeah, it's no longer in an optimal position.
All right. So do an encounter for today. D6 or D8. Sorry.
I was about to
I
say,
hope
wait,
not.
we're not going at a fast pace.
I would hope not.
Yeah, I was like, if we're going d6, I want my extra speed.
8.
Yo.
Mm.
I think I found my new dice spot.
Okay.
I don't
I'll
know,
Oh,
it has
too
been
bad
great for me so
Landwell
far.
banished that one.
let me just write something down here.
Oh no, I don't like where that's going.
It's a good thing.
It's
Definitely.
supposed to be a good thing, but I have a feeling that good things come at a cost.
All right. So you are gonna set up camp right here and kind of repeat the process.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna keep making the unknown mojo.
All right. So
By the way, Crow, we're not on the map. We're on the character screen.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
I just if you guys want to see it, it's just the map.
Yeah, it was just mentioned to me by a viewer.
Okay.
We have moved 2 inches.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you haven't missed much.
Yeah. All right. So let's skip to the next day. Or wait, no, you can go look for your things. I know you want to do
yes.
that.
I need the magics.
Bree's actually probably going to start working on the spell magic scroll.
Okay.
Actually, do we have any meteor shards on us? Or any bits
Uh,
of meteor on us?
I think I still have the geode, actually.
never gave me any.
Sabrina has 4 slivers on her.
You have 4 slivers on her. In that case, I think Sigurd would ask to borrow one so he can try and, like, inspect it.
All right, she'll hand one over.
All right.
Thank you.
If you want to do that, it's an Arcana roll.
Dang. Would my proficiency in masons or smith's tools help at all here?
If you want to glean any information from it, it is a magic. It is considered a magical object, so it's kind of really Arcana or bust.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's not the right thing. I have to press tab.
Yeah, it's
It's gonna drive us all mad.
It's gonna drive me insane. A 19.
okay. So I'll use this as sort of your mason's tools, applying them to it, kinda. What you kind of glean from this thing is exactly what others have told you. You don't think you could, break it in 2 and have 2 slivers. if you break it in two, you think something bad might happen, and they will possibly become inert. What you can also glean from it is you think they could possibly be augmented to things, but it would require a lot of arcane study. Like, you can't just, stick it on a sword and you have a magic sword right now. It needs a lot more than that in order to create something new.
Do you think? Do I think it could be possible to enhance existing magic items with it, or is that something that is a little too out of my knowledge to know whether or not that'd be possible? Sorry.
You think that it possibly could. You've been told that these things could be used as a spell focus, and you would imagine that you could possibly buff magic items with this. But that's something kind of your friends at the MDRA would probably specialize in if you were to maybe request something of them to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what are the rest of you guys doing?
Bree's making an attempt to get this scroll into her book.
All right.
There's not enough people looking for shards, so I guess Sinbad will preserve the inspiration.
All right. What level spell is the scroll?
3.
Okay, so you have an hour to do this, so now you only need 5.
It takes her half the time and half the money to make it. Because
okay. So you only need 2 now.
Huh.
I won't make you pay till you actually make the attempt to, transfer.
All right. Well, I don't see any reason not to do that now. Parser's gonna bless me or curse me, no matter when.
All right.
So, all right, that's D20 plus 5. It's 6. It's a 6 now.
Go advantage.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
You got a 26.
Yeah. 16.
Boom! You got it.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to
Excellent.
what are you trying to transfer?
The dispel magic into her spellbook.
All right. So yeah, you sit in the tent, kind of maybe doing these weird little rituals, trying to cast this spell, playing with the components of dispel magic, and you set them all around you, and maybe you try to use the hut as a as a guinea pig, and
Just set the hut up every time and try to dispel it.
yeah. So like maybe like in the middle of the night, everyone's kind of settling down to sleep. You cast this spell, and it just goes down, and maybe you're like, Eureka! I got it!
I did it, guys! I did it! And they're all like shivering.
They're freezing, yeah.
Yeah.
Aiden's in like a full body sleeping bag, just sits up and just please put it back up.
I just like to think that his face doesn't even come out of his sleeping bag.
His sleeping bag just kind of curls like he's scrunching up together to try to stay warm.
So after another ritual of putting this thing back up, you go to sleep with your new spell in tow, and we go to the next day.
All right.
And so you get to...
Unless we want to go to fast pace, we can't exactly make it to the gate tile. Just
They're
right
gonna
in front of
slow us down anyway.
You can go 4 hours per tile on a fast pace.
it. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that becomes D6s as we discovered.
Yeah, if we went on a fast pace, we would get to right here, or like here, or here.
Just to note, well, you've heard a bunch of things, but it's supposed to be safer in here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes. Safer.
And yet the Queensmen still got through.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there was probably some money involved in that exchange.
I mean, it'd be nicer to be behind a wall if
Mm.
we're gonna be like this close to the ruins.
It's better
that's
to
a
be
good point.
behind a
That's-
wall with holes in it than to not be behind a wall.
That is true.
That is very true. Gun it?
Do you
No.
want to gun it? Okay.
No.
I want to gun it.
What?
I think that's 3 votes for gun it.
Democracy.
I'm down
Well-
for either way.
Wow.
Wait, so it's 2 for gun it, 2 against, or it's one gun.
So
one
there's
for it,
2
one-
for, 1 against, 1 undecided.
I guess we'll gun it. I don't want to make a tie.
All right. D6s all around.
Watch this end poorly. Okay, it didn't for me.
Hmm? Oh,
Hey.
wow.
Nice. We don't have to deal with the consequences of her actions.
So you go a little faster, maybe getting a little anxious to get back to the kind of safe zone.
16.
And the guards stationed at the gate, they just let you through. They're not making you pay
Right.
to come back.
Right, because we still have our passes from before.
Yeah.
And even if we didn't, I can just make more.
Oh no.
Oh.
All right, so you're gonna settle down for tonight, and you looking for meteor shards again?
Are we?
Bree probably will now that she's done.
Yes.
She's got her magic.
All right.
All right.
Shards away.
So either survival or arcana, your choice. The more successes, the bigger you'll find.
No.
It doesn't look like you're finding anything.
No. Now Quill's gonna
Unless-
get a natural 20 like it went last time.
Well, that's a
Dirty
natural
20.
But
20 and 11. So I'm gonna go with probably not.
What's Sigurd doing?
I guess we'll just normally take watch today.
All right.
Look around. He's probably a little anxious about things being nearby.
All right. Do a perception with disadvantage just because of the fast pace. You're a little
Okay.
tired.
Right. 12.
12. When you look off into the distance, Sigurd, you look up into the dark sky, and you see something white. Like maybe it's a wingle, but it kind of went off in kind of the northern direction.
Something white.
Yeah. It definitely looked like it was flying.
It's Reshiram. It's time to do some sacrilege.
He'd probably look to the rest of the party and see if they noticed it.
They were busy. They were busy looking for.
Yeah,
Sure.
we were trying to find rocks that didn't exist.
It's like,
We found them once,
Oh.
never again.
I guess I should have made you guys roll with disadvantage too, but
Oh.
you didn't find anything anyway.
okay, so it just went directly north.
Yeah. You don't really have. You don't know the exact layout. Like, just if you were anywhere in the actual world, you look north. It could have been northwest. It could have been northeast, and maybe it could have been going a little south. It's just you looked. You looked the direction parallel to the gate, and you saw it kind of in the air.
Okay.
Okay.
Might need a compass.
Hmm. Yeah, he probably would just kind of. I mean, there's nothing else to be done about it. At least tell the rest of the party about it, though. Seems to be some activity out here, though that's already obvious.
I mean, it could be a pelipper delivering mail.
How large was it?
It was
Couldn't
off in the
tell.
distance, so you couldn't really tell. It's like
Huh.
how a bald eagle, you could see it off in the distance, and it looks maybe just like a pigeon flying or something. You're like,
Right.
Yeah.
Or it could be a swanad flying around to go kill people, because we know that things like that spawn out here.
Spawn?
Yes, spontaneously come into existence.
I mean,
Yeah.
those Beartick had children. I doubt they just spawn.
But then how else did they just appear?
Suppose that's fair.
Unless they're all meteorite fragments on the inside. Or used to be.
Maybe they were normal Pokemon who were just living here before the meteorite fell.
That would
Can't
be...
imagine.
There's no way, because otherwise we would all be wild Pokemon by now.
Can't imagine there was.
He
no
kind of just points to
civilization here.
Bree, who's probably like looking at all of her shards or something.
She's reading.
All right,
Actually, she's just kind of playing in the snow.
Duh!
Can't imagine there were no Pokemon who lived here before. Well, this meteorite fell into the continent. I highly doubt this whole continent was just entirely abandoned.
I mean,
Perhaps
it's
the meteor
pretty hard
affected
to
them in
live
some
here.
way.
I mean, I suppose you could say that you know, Nero or the Crya people, whoever they are, lived here before.
All the Pokemon that we have seen down here are well acclimated to colder weather. Like, we've seen Beartick, we've seen Abomasnow, we've seen Glaceon. Those are all Pokemon who are well equipped to survive in these conditions. Kinda
They can
gestures around
also survive in the Arctic conditions of the Mist Continent.
So what's to say that there weren't Pokemon living here already?
They didn't
This
need
wasn't a
to,
very-
and you also forget that we recently rediscovered this place.
Who's to say there weren't Pokemon living here before then?
Could probably
You mean
ask the-
Crya? So you're saying the Cryan Pokemon are still alive?
I'm saying that there could very well be some small civilizations or groups of Pokemon that have existed here, even though we didn't know this continent existed.
Would this be the sort of question to ask the MDRA? I mean, they're the ones.
No, it'd be more like the Expedition Society.
No.
Well, the ones that aren't plastered. If there are any.
Right, but I mean, as we heard, you know, the whole continent's basically a mystery dungeon, so that would make me think. I mean,
Well,
yeah,
if we were
MDRA are a
if
bunch
we
of
were to
researchers.
look into any information as to what this continent was like before the meteor fell, that would probably be up to the Expedition Society. They're the ones who discovered this continent, after all.
Oh, right.
At least I assume
Yeah,
so.
and what we know is it was inhabited by Crya, who we met as ice people working for Nero, or Nero working for it's I don't know.
You think those are the only people who have lived here?
Yes. because they chased out anyone else who tried to live here. Until a meteor flattened the whole place out and everyone went looking for it.
I can tell you right now, those Pokemon that attacked us at the temple, they are not from this continent.
I don't know. They were talking about Crya, and they were made of ice.
I don't know what happened between... What... I've run into those people before, and back then they were not under whatever affliction we saw just a few days ago. They were not made of ice or had the shards embedded in their chests like that. They're whatever this is, it is most likely recent.
I mean, they could have been using them like simulacrum in a way, or substitute, if you will.
So you're saying that whatever we just fought was fake?
No, it was them. It's just not their actual bodies. They were controlling them from a long distance away. Because, let's be honest, that was too easy.
I mean, he actually does bring up a good point.
You're like visibly like gets angry whenever he says it's too easy. And just kind of turns away.
Cue
So
bedtime? Or did you have something to say?
It was more of just he was going to ask him if he was all right, but if he's not
No.
going to say anything, then
Silence. At least for the time being.
he's not going to pry any. He doesn't want to get confrontational. If
Okay. If we skip to the night after, it goes by with no events because of your lucky rolls.
Right.
right.
Damn. And let's see, so do you? I guess I still have to roll temperature because I might get a 40. So you notice on this side it's a lot. The weather doesn't seem as harsh, and in the morning. I actually got colder. Yeah. Yeah, despite that, you that'll be a 25.
I pass.
I pass.
I'm like, ah.
I think it's just Sinbad and Bree are the two rolling. Oh,
Ooh, 20.
Okay.
Don't
oh
fail.
my gosh.
Oh, well, yeah. That'll do it.
Something tells me that Bree is totes the fine.
She was even like playing in the snow, and she was
Yeah.
like covered in snow by the time she was going to bed.
Oh
Wow.
no!
Ooh.
Parser, why
Wow.
would you do this to me?
Wow.
Do you have inspiration or anything?
Wait,
to...
you've only got a 21,
Uh,
or do you not have insulation?
No, I have insulation. I don't have Loki.
Yeah,
No, you got that. You got that. I
Oh,
told you.
well then.
yeah, the whole party
Okay,
got it on
so-
the way out.
Yeah, okay, you're good. You're 27. You're fine.
Modifiers 6.
Good thing.
Hooray.
All right,
See
so
what this Parser did. Nat 20, Nat 1.
what's your what's the direction you want to go in?
I think the most logical path that we'd take to get to Calder would be along here where it's got the little dots, which I would presume would be a road.
All right. So the way I'm going to do this, just so we're not here all day, is you're going to roll 2 encounters. Well, maybe 3, depending on what pace you want to shoot forward in.
Because that's 1, 2, 1, 2,
It's
1, 2.
6 tiles. Yeah.
2, 2, 2.
Do we want to just go ahead and do normal pace?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So
So
how
that's
many?
3d6.
1, 2, 3 days though.
3d8. Yeah.
So yeah. So you're gonna roll 3d8, and if any ones are in there,
Oh boy.
Go fast.
roll them. Maybe roll them one at a time.
Oh,
well,
well.
whoops.
It's okay.
Too
Well,
late.
do all 3 now. Well, there's 1.
There's a 1, there's an 8.
But they're not on the same day.
They're not on the same day, that is
But they're not ordered if you're using.
Oh,
There's
right.
another
I just-
8.
I'm going to use parser in this case because it does them in order.
Right, yeah.
1,
Alright.
8, 7.
Good
Well, there's an
thing
8
my
on every
8
single
cancels
day.
out your 1.
We got
So-
quite a few 8s.
Yeah, we got 3 8s total, but they were all on different days.
We got 1 8 for every day. We got 2 1s to cancel out 2 of the 8s.
All right. So it's gonna go like this.
Will they cancel?
On your trek to Calder, you hear the sound of something just scraping through the snow behind you. And you look behind you and you see 3 figures walking towards you with what seems to be like a box between the 2 in the back, walking kind of in uniform with the box. And there's 1 figure in the front.
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation to hide Sigurd's hallowed flame symbol.
That is fair.
You mean
That'll last for an hour.
You mean minor illusion?
Nope, Prestidigitation. That's one of the whack things it can do.
Oh, yeah, I can create a symbol, can't it?
Yep.
Okay. What's the symbol look like then?
Oh, I'm just gonna try to make it flush with the
Okay, so it's just
with
kind of
everything.
camouflage.
Actually, no, I got it. I'm going to put Sinbad's face on it.
You said it was a small symbol, like on the like kind of like right chest of it, right?
So is it like that thing like where the guy draws the word art that he like makes a character out of it? You're just using the hallowed flames like fire symbol as the base. And
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. I'll let you do it. These figures seem to be going at a fast pace compared to your normal pace.
Okay.
Oh, so they're like trying to catch up to us or something, or like they're specifically headed in our direction.
They're heading in your direction. Like you'd wager they're probably heading towards Calder as well.
Should we do that awkward road thing where we just keep going until they catch up to us? Or do we just book it as well? It's not like they could outrun us.
If they just are like going to the same place, then us going at the same pace is going to be less weird. I mean, if they're obviously going towards us instead of just Calder, then you know, the moment we start running, they're going to follow after us, regardless of what we do.
I say we just play it cool, wait for them to catch up, and then try to ascertain exactly what they've got with them.
What's up?
All right.
See if the
Yeah,
box
just
is
kind
a
of-
coffin or some sort of nuclear device or something along those lines.
Well, if it's a nuclear device, I don't think we're gonna have a. I think we're screwed either way.
All right. So as these figures get closer to you, you can see that they're quadrupedal Pokemon. They have winter gear on. It seems very similar to yours. They're very feline in appearance with this red and yellow tuft coming from the top of their head flowing behind them. They're carrying this. It looks like a cage of some sort between them with a yoke, more or less a yoke, attached to the two in the back. The one in the front has this great red and yellow mane, and he looks very stern, and even from kind of the distance you are behind him, as you maybe look back at him, you could tell his eyes look very judgmental, and unlike Uriel, who's kind of that stoic, proud father, this is like a judgmental father who judges your every step. It's like, what? You're getting an arts degree? That's useless. I apologize to all the artists out there.
I don't know.
Yeah. They are gaining on you, and why don't you all do an insight check on them with the way they're walking, because it certainly is suspicious.
Okay.
Okay.
This is gonna be awful.
This is gonna be perfectly fine.
That's an unnatural 20, not a 21.
Okay.
I got a 17.
All right, so
Yeah. Do I stole here?
yeah, you can if you want, just so you can glean in character what's going on here.
Wow. I got a
Okay,
dirty
so
20.
pretty much everyone but Sabrina. You can see these 3 Pokemon are exhausted. Like they have been traveling for a while now.
Do we know what level of exhaustion?
No, because that's a mechanic. You should never be asking. In fact, I'm gonna take away your inspiration next time for asking something
On a
like
scale of 1 to 6.
Yeah.
How
exhausted?
How exhausted do they look?
How tired do they look?
Do they look like they might, trip over if they had to climb any rocks?
You could see
We're
they're
just gonna assume.
kind of panting heavily.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem like
they're
they're.
fine.
It doesn't seem like they're at death's door or anything.
They're in a rush, though.
They're in a rush. What they're doing with purpose.
Yeah.
And they eventually catch up to you, and the main one, the Pyroar in the front, he kind of turns his head over to you and you can glean what is in the box. What's in the box? So when you look inside the box, there is this kind of wool blanket you imagine maybe made out of Mireep fleece. And there's these 2 little brown long-eared Pokemon inside of it. Fox-like.
Freezing Renio babies.
You gotta do this.
Are you okay?
Cole's not okay.
I'm looking for
reaction-
warm things.
That reaction was visceral.
This is the second time that he's used EVs to get to me specifically.
Is everything over?
It's hilarious. It's hilarious, and I hate it, and I love it at the same time. All right.
They seem to be asleep at the moment. But there's the main Pyroar and the 2 females in the back are the ones carrying the box with these kind of these rods sticking out, and they're kind of like fixated to them like yokes, like it would be on a wagon, a horse-drawn wagon, except there's 2 lion-like Pokemon carrying it.
Right.
Oh wait, I know where this is going.
And the male in the front says, "Who are you 4 with?"
No one in particular. We're kind of freelance at the moment.
What's happening? Are you all right?
He looks back at the cage and he says, "Those murderous zealots are what happened."
Oh, sorry.
Yep, I knew it.
Wait, so these Pokemon are the wild ones?
Yes. They were alone in their burrow for a day. Their parents didn't come back. And we can't leave them out there.
I think I already figured this one out.
Yep.
Are they just freezing or are they hungry?
Both.
Oh man, wouldn't
We
it
can
be a
help
shame
with
if
that.
someone took meat from them?
Sinbad?
Still wild.
Sinbad's not engaging with this.
Sinbad, do you think you could help with that?
To make them some good berries.
He looks over to you, Sigurd. Where did you get that armor from?
Just got a picture of Sinbad's face
Yeah.
on it.
It was a gift for a job well done. A courier mission.
Was it from the Hallowed Flame?
He would nod. He's not gonna lie.
Wow.
And why would they gift you such an extraordinary piece of armor?
We helped them out in, well, retrieving an artifact. It's the least we could do. Or I suppose it's the least they could do.
The least
To give you a
they
bit more
can do.
information. Give you just a little bit more information on what's going on here. We were to bring some coal to them so that they wouldn't freeze to death out here, but the Queen of Thieves stole the coal from us, and we felt bad about that, so we agreed to return some of their relics from a temple before anyone else could take them, and they gave it to us in return.
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't do anything for them anymore. They wanna push out there and strand themselves on a mountain. Then they can go ahead if they have a death wish. They think they're doing righteous work and good work. Is this good work right here?
Well, I can't say that it is, but
Sinbad says, "You're part of abolition, aren't you?"
Yes, I am Leonidas of Abolition.
Now, suppose that it was in the reverse, where these Pokemon killed and ate one of your own.
What's your point? We are invaders on this continent. Yes, they're hostile. Yes, they're territorial. That's why we need to solve this fire curse as fast as we can and leave.
Fair enough.
And
We can't do that if they kill you either.
Enough. I apologize that we're meeting on these sorts of terms. But those two need to get to somewhere warm, correct? And they
We're-
need food.
we're in the middle of handling that. But that is correct.
Sinbad, do you think you could provide them food?
Sinbad I mean, they're kids, right?
Yeah, they're infant. Well, yeah, they're probably infants. Yeah.
All right, he gives them one of his rations.
Okay. Yeah, you hand it out. The two pyro in the back are not kind of letting you go near them, but they gesture to give them the food.
Sinbad shrugs and just gives it to them.
Sigurd is gonna sigh and offer one of his own rations.
I mean, I figured that infants would only need one. Because it's the size for an adult, not for a baby.
Well, I do appreciate the generosity. If you want my advice, go to Calder and go back home.
Well, we can't exactly do that. We're also here trying to take care of this whole fires can't start thing. Once we take care of that, though, we will most likely go back home, yes.
Well, that's the problem, you see. The Expedition Society made things so much worse for everyone by giving an open invite to everyone, every treasure hunter, and they have no discipline when dealing with these creatures. They just slay them like they're nothing.
Oh, the Expedition Society does that too?
No, not actively like those murderers on the mountain, but when confronted with them, they sometimes down them. And to show discipline, you just merely need to knock them out. Or subdue them. You don't need to spill blood.
I tend to agree with you, honestly, but you gotta understand there are some instances where that isn't possible.
And that's why I'm saying the Expedition Society made a mess out of this. We asked for assistance, and then they invited hundreds of explorers.
To be fair, their competence is not exactly competent.
Yeah, our first interaction with them, a whole bunch of them were just kind of, partying.
Well, that
Can't
doesn't
say it
surprise
was,
me.
yeah, it wasn't exactly a good first impression.
I don't think they're gonna make it beyond the wall.
At the same time,
They're the
we're
one
gonna-
who set up the wall. They go
They
out
ma-
there and come back with treasure. They seem more interested in finding relics from that lost civilization rather than assisting us in ending this fire curse, and we end up having to caretake stuff like this.
Wait.
You can see Aiden at this point has got a bunch of different contradicting thoughts in his head as he sort of pipes up.
But there was always a civilization here, which means that the feral Pokemon moved in later at some point, which means technically we were here first.
No, the ice continent was far long abandoned until recently. These are a young, new species, but they are Pokemon. To me, a Pokemon is a Pokemon is a Pokemon. And I can't stand by and watch them be murdered. We might have been like them at one time, and what if someone came along and killed all of us? Would that be right? Would that be justice?
Aiden says nothing.
I don't know. Were they trying to stop a fire curse?
What do you mean by that?
I'm saying that the circumstances are always different. It's one thing to walk in and kill something just because. It's another thing altogether when you're doing your best to keep everyone safe.
The Hallowed Flame has made an open declaration. They plan to hunt and murder every one of them.
But they don't relish in it.
Sinbad, this is getting nowhere.
Yes, indeed. like I said, consider going back home and don't interact with the hallowed flame anymore. They're no good. When he kind of goes off into the distance with the other 4 creatures. Or starts walking off anyway.
So the moment they're out of earshot, Aiden just lets out a sigh and goes,
We got attacked first. I don't understand what. Those guys make no sense.
Well,
It's just
don't worry. They would be super happy if I was dead and fed to those Eevee.
It really stinks that we're stuck between 2 extremist groups.
What?
Well, quite honestly, I think abolition should pack up and go home.
What is extreme about that? They're saying that we shouldn't kill something that's coming to attack us. Is that not what we've done with all the rest of them? With all the rest of the bandits?
Well, yes,
and
but they weren't.
everything.
He wasn't insinuating that we did. He was more warning us that the hallowed flames do, and we're all too aware of that by now.
After my
Yes,
last
we-
encounter with them, I don't feel sorry for them anymore.
I'd like to point out one almost tried dragging me off.
They tried dragging you off. They did drag me off.
Oh,
We can only hope that, well, I say hope, you know what I mean. We can only hope that if something like that happens to them, they'll come to understand that it's not always cut and dry like that.
I was trying to.
Yeah, I know. Some Pokemon have to learn the hard way. I know. I've watched someone grow up like that.
Who would that be?
Gee, I wonder.
You had friends growing up?
Talking about you, you idiot.
Oh. When was that?
Pretty much ever since we could walk.
No, I'm pretty sure I was watching you grow up. And he kind of puts his hand over her head.
You're only 2 years older than me. I'm pretty sure that my furthest back memory still qualifies as being far enough back to watch you grow up.
should we keep going?
Yes, we should probably get going.
I mean, we're just gonna run into them again anyway.
No, they were going fast, so they're well
They
ahead.
were going fast.
And you were on a normal pace, correct?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
all right. But you did all your checks, and you camp out for about 3 nights. When Calder starts coming into view, you can see the open ocean with the glaciers and the cracked ice. It kind of feels nice having this homecoming, even though it's not really your home. It's like a room coming with your nice warm room. But in the distance, you see Calder, but it looks a little different than last time.
Different how?
In the distance, you see a few of the buildings have big chunks taken out of them. In that slugma heat system, there are sections that look like they have been encased in ice.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, great.
If this was a Glaceon, those Eevee are cooked.
Do you not feel an inch of sympathy for that? For those...
Time, not the time. Where's Dad?
Yeah, not the time.
At this point, Aiden has started bolting off in the direction of the docks.
Yeah.
Towards the shop.
When you get closer, you see there's much more damage to the docks. The Lapper seems to be closed down. You see some random Pokemon in winter gear trying to fix the damage, but a lot of it is just kind of, there's just pieces of of wood and stone kind of knocked over. The pipe system is just in twain in places, like something froze over sections of it. You do see your dad's shop, and it has some damage done to it as well. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Go into Gunther.
Okay.
Yeah, go into Gunther.
Yeah. So you were at the front door of the shop. The door is still there.
Open the door, son.
No knock, just open.
Open the door.
You open the door, and you see your father there, overlooking to Calder, kind of patching up this hole in the roof as they hammer in sections to patch it up.
Dad, what happened?
Oh, you're back, son. Well, a lot did happen while you were gone, as you've probably noticed. Don't worry. Everyone's okay.
Including Brunhilda.
Yes, I spoke with her. I heard what happened, and she told me not to blame you for what happened, but it is a little disappointing to see a month of work go down the drain like that.
He just stares at the floor.
If you wish to talk to her, she's on kind of the outskirts of Calder. She doesn't wish to use any of the Expedition Society's facilities, even though, at this point, it's pretty much the same as being outside.
Well, we do have some good news to bring her, so hopefully that'll be some consolation.
But to tell you what happened, if you're probably curious,
Very.
a dragon Pokemon, Salamence, came through the dock in Calder and started wreaking havoc, except it didn't look like a normal Salamence. It was pure white. Breathed ice. Brunhilda told me she encountered the beast. She knows a bit about it.
Pure white. Did you see which direction it left? Or were you taking shelter?
It went north.
Well, maybe it went after the cabin and abolition as well.
I heard Brunhilda's planning something regarding it, but she's kind of kept me in the dark. But speaking of which, Sigurd, I kind of have some bad news.
Oh?
She caught me working with that meteor shard, and needless to say, she decommissioned it.
Well, that's quite...
Told me it was dangerous stuff I was working with, and she told me she had to destroy it.
Bree doesn't look all that happy about this. She looks very upset.
So
That's
does
very-
Aiden, considering he still has the shard on him.
That's very disrespectful of her.
I have to agree.
the
I
only way
believe
to
I'm
put
going
it.
to. I believe we're going to have to go have some words with her.
Oh, that someone was looking for you. Small, that Natu that we met from that cave we explored and put an end to those bandits in.
Oh, what did she
Estelle?
want? Did she say?
She seemed very skittish. She didn't seem like she wanted to talk much, but she just said to meet her in her room. You know where that is.
All right. Well, I guess first we'll go talk to Brunhilda, and then we'll go talk to Estelle.
All right, she's on the outskirts of town. If you want to talk to Brunhilda.
All right.
I don't want to get all confrontational.
Just to tell you too, the ones in the room are they're still there. I didn't tell her about those ones.
Oh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, thanks.
Not only that, we
Since everyone's planning to go talk to Brunhilda, Aiden goes ahead and shuffles through his bag, pulling out the geode that he found while they were out.
it's probably best we start hiding these.
Why are you collecting those things?
Boo.
I mean,
Well, for one thing, they're valuable, and for another thing, they possess intrinsic magical properties, so it's kind of obvious why I want to have as many as I can.
we talked about the potential uses.
When she stopped me from making the shield, she said those things bring nothing but destruction.
Well, we'll have to see if she's ever tried to do anything but find destructive uses for them.
I mean, fire can be said the same thing, but here we are trying to save that too.
Well, I suppose you better go speak to her.
Bored of this.
I suppose so.
All right. So you make your way through the dock in Calder, and you kind of see there was a lot more damage done. It's like some of the rooms are just not rooms anymore. There's just this gigantic chunk of ice covering it. You can see some where that also happened to some other rooms, but they've been chiseled out because you could imagine someone was stuck inside and they had to get them out of there.
Oh, goodness.
Ooh.
But you make your way out of the Calder proper, and you see a small little camp that looks very similar to Camp Daybreak, except it's only occupied by 10 Pokemon and a Charizard wearing shimmering armor, very similar to yours. Sigurd. And she's kind of at work under this like little canopy tent. It looks like there's a map of the ice continent on it, and she's next to a pig knight, and she seems to not even notice you. She's just kind of like you hear her mumbling and pointing to places, and this pig knight's just kind of looking over and nodding. But
All right.
as you enter the camp, they see who you are and let you in.
Okay.
All right. I guess Bree will approach Brunhilda and say,
Hi, Brunhilda, we're back.
Oh, my word, you startled me.
Sorry.
Been a little on edge ever since. Well, you saw what happened in the town. Did you get an explanation as to what happened there? Probably curious.
A little bit. Gunther informed us that it was some kind of white salamence. It was using ice type abilities.
Yes, believe it or not, we tangled with that beast when we were going to the mountain over there. We actually had a little bit of a tussle, actually. I don't know why it's down here.
You said you saw it. You saw it in the mountain.
Yes, it made its... See, feral dragon Pokemon like those that you encounter in Mystery Dungeons, they are very avaricious and hoard whatever items they can find in there and just gather them all up. This one seemed to make its hoard near the mountain.
Hmm.
But it seems to have changed places for some reason.
Well,
All right. Do you know where it currently is staying?
I certainly do know where it's staying. It's
Where would that be?
at the... There's a fortress north of the Expedition Society. About right there. It was... I heard plans of the Expedition Society planning to take it, but they've been focusing their efforts on going to the eastern side. But it's made its base of operations at the top of that fortress over there.
hmm. Wait,
Right. All right, we'll keep that in mind.
are you sure that's where it's resting currently?
We're very certain of it. In fact, I'm planning to dispatch some of these good soldiers here over back to the mountain to get some more reinforcements so we can deal with it.
I see.
But that's going to take some time.
That's pretty close to abolition.
Yes, well, you hit the nail right on the head there. That's the other problem. I know for a fact, after all the destruction it's done, they're going to stand with this thing and try and protect it.
Oops.
You know, there were 5 casualties. 5 flames extinguished. There's a Lapras coming in. Tore to ribbons, and everyone on that Lapras sunk to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah,
Look-
we kind of ran into a couple of abolitionist operatives on the way back. I can't say I entirely agree at all with...
Oh yeah, they found the child Eevees of Glaceon that tried to kill me.
Yeah, see, the thing is, those are infants. They can potentially be tamed and grow up to, not try to murder people. But, I mean, adults, they're gonna try to kill you, and yeah, you know.
I'm more so concerned about, well, the Expedition Society cabin and, well, abolition as well. They seem to be much closer to this fortress.
Well, the Expedition Society isn't interested in helping, but they aren't interested in hindering us. Well,
I'm concerned as to whether or not they were attacked as well. He kind of glances to Brunhilda. Do you know if they were attacked?
From all I've heard, I've just been around Calder. I don't know if they were attacked or not. But what I do know about that beast is it's a bit of a coward. That's why we didn't finish it off. It flew away before we could get it, and it didn't seem to want to pick a fight with us anymore, even though we were close to it. So at the very least, I don't think it'll attack Calder anymore, but what I worry about is if it gets bigger. Now, it might not be in 1 year or 2 years or even 10 years, but somewhere down the line, its wings are going to get bigger, and it's going to maybe cross the ocean and head into the mainland. And that's something I cannot stand for.
well, we can deal with the dragon in 1 year, perhaps. The meteor, on the other hand. Or the fire's going out.
There's
Well-
a lot of problems.
The problem is, now that it's on this side of the continent, it may not pick a fight in Calder, but it could pick off stray adventurers like yourselves. The thing's a menace.
Sure, it would be nice if all of us could just work together against this thing.
Well, it's going down one way or another.
It went out of its way to come to Calder.
I'm pretty sure that only the Hallowed Flames would be interested in attacking it. Seems like the Expedition Society doesn't care as long as it's not attacking them. And the MDRA would probably not care unless it had, like, a crystal in it.
You would figure anyone that's just been in an attack like this would probably care.
The main issue is I hear Abolition is mobilizing to try and capture it. But how can they contain something like that? And why would they want to contain something like that?
I mean, they're gonna die.
And even though I don't approve of them, I don't want to let them die. That's why I'm trying to mobilize something to take it out before they can get there.
Sometimes it's better just to let people choose.
Well, the light guides us to the proper choice, and they have strayed from the light, but all they need to do is look behind them to see it again. And I won't let them march to the grave, whether they like it or not. If we have to fight them and knock them out, so be it. I hate to ask you this. I know you just got back, but do you guys think you can deal with it?
Sabrina just kind of looks back toward Calder and the damage. And then she looks back to Brunhilda and she says,
We're 4 Pokemon. I doubt that we can handle it by ourselves.
It's formidable, but judging how you're wearing that armor, you did a good job, I think.
I don't know.
We will consider it.
Okay. Just get back to me whenever you can.
All right. We do have a little business to discuss, though.
And what's that?
Well, we've got one topic that I'm sure you're going to be happy about, and one topic that I think you're not going to be happy about. Which would you like to hear first?
Well, give me the good one first, I guess.
All right. Loki came with us. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. There were quite a few Pokemon there, but we successfully retrieved the Ashen Scepter and several other relics from the temple down south and returned them to Camp Daybreak.
My word, that's excellent news. I thought the Ashen Scepter was either a rumor or it'd already been pilfered by someone. So, good job you did there.
Yeah.
Bless Loki.
If you inspect closely, you might be able to tell its enchantment is on us.
Oh, this helps so much. We can get farther into the cold and maybe finally deal with it at its source.
Well, I'm glad you're happy about that. I just hope what I'm going to confront you about right now isn't going to tarnish that at all. Well, you came to Gunther's house and destroyed the sword that he was working on for us.
It was a shield.
Sorry, he got a sword. I got mixed up. Anyway, you destroyed that, and that was our property. That's not right.
She says to you, that meteor is what's causing these creatures to emerge. And I'm sorry, but every last piece has to go.
And what if it could be repurposed for something better? Something that wouldn't, do all of this.
Well, you're starting to sound like those MDRA folk, if you're asking me. All they want is more power. It's an obsession.
That's not at all what's being suggested.
Sabrina takes out her 2 spell books and she says,
Look, I get stronger by learning things. And I don't know about you, but in the situation we're in, being stronger is kind of a big thing. I mean, I know if I were stronger, it'd certainly be easier to take care of this white dragon you're taking, or this white salamence that you're asking us to take care of. If I were more powerful, it'd certainly be easier to cross to the east side of the continent to take care of this meteor.
But using this alien stone is not the way we should do it. Look what it's done here. It's destroyed this continent. This would be so much easier if we didn't have these beasts running around accosting us at every turn. Would it be easier if that white dragon didn't destroy the docks?
Regardless,
Man, if only there was a green dragon that finished the job he started or something.
Regardless, it is extremely disrespectful to destroy a smith's work.
That was no smith's work. A smith's work is Gunther's usual.
A metal
crafts.
is a metal, regardless of the material that is used. That was a work of art that you destroyed.
Well, luckily
For the
I
sake of your
destroyed it.
own-
I destroyed it before it was even finished.
Aiden's eyes narrow immediately.
Okay, listen, Brunhilda. My brother brought up a good point back in Calder while we were discussing this. You say that this meteor has done nothing but destroy things, and you think that there's nothing that it could possibly do good. But do you know what else destroys things? Fire. Yet we have to use it all the time just to survive here.
That's totally different.
Regardless, it is not.
Fire is natural. What those stones are unnatural.
And what if your fire? The
That-
magic derived from a god, even. That seems hardly natural to me.
That's
The
nat-
power that we all derive from our own magical sources, that's hardly natural. That's hardly anything of the natural world, yet we use it all the same.
Well, I'll have you know,
It's a tool.
the hallowed flame's power comes from faith, from belief, not directly from Reshiram itself. Yes, the flame it produces is what we worship. But the flame is inside of us which lets us expel it, lets us shed the light. You're comparing this to an alien stone that has just caused catastrophe after catastrophe.
That's just because it's not contained.
Regardless, what you've done is very disrespectful, both to me and I would imagine to Gunther. And I hope you can try and understand that. And why this request that you've offered unto us, I'm more apprehensive of.
Well, I hope you can forgive me too. I'm just doing what needs to be done. And I know in my heart of hearts that stone That meteor, it ain't no good. Nothing good can come from it.
Well,
I mean,
Well,
if
that
a
doesn't-
Pokemon can change a Pokemon, then so can the materials. Any material or fire can be used for good or for ill.
Even if it's something, you might think is unnatural. I mean, it came from somewhere.
In any case, if you decide you want to do this, just come back to me.
all right. I
We'll
just
let
hope
you
you can
know.
forgive us if we decide to use these meteorite pieces in ways that you don't approve of, even if it is in assistance to your agenda.
She kind of shakes her head at that and looks back down at the map.
Sinbad shakes his head as well and just kind of heads out.
Yeah. Let's leave.
Where are you going?
Going to visit, not you.
Okay, you're just gonna go directly to her room, or?
Bad.
Yeah, right. Where she told us to go meet with her.
I guess so.
All right. Yeah, you.
Actually, before we look at the dock, as we're looking at the docks, or as we're at the docks, you said the Lapras stuff is all gone.
It's closed down right now. It's kind of partitioned off. You got the tape and the barriers and barricades.
Okay.
I mean, the Lapras is dead.
One of them, not all of them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can't leave even if Apparition wanted us to. Not that we were going to.
You go through the aisles of Calder. You see your friend, the Kecleon, is Alabaster the Magnificent. He's still around his shop. But you see your room. The pipe with the heating is cut off. So you think it's pretty cold in your room now. But as you make your way down the aisles, you see the hulking form of the Guller Guardian, and you see Estelle's room.
All right. I guess we'll just go up and knock on the door. See if she answers.
You see, like, as you knock, there's a little bit of, like, rattling and rustling of the locks coming undone, and you see, like, a little Natu beak and eyes poke out, and she, her eyes kind of perk up as she kind of tries to usher you in without saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we go in.
Yeah.
Yep. Into the room.
She says to you, "You're finally back."
Yeah, we had quite the adventure.
Huh. Seems like they rewarded you quite well, she says to you, Sigurd.
I'm gonna cover it up, rip.
No, I mean, at this point, I mean, it's... First of all, where is the, like, hollowed flame, like, sigil?
It's right on the chest.
Okay, it's on the middle of the chest?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Sigurd awkwardly just sort of, like, pulls his cloak over it, over the symbol, but just nods in response.
Yeah, well, they really aren't that bad once you get to know them. But even if they're,
set
a bit
in her
extreme
ways.
on some issues.
She destroyed Dad's work.
No, I know.
Why would she destroy a blacksmith's work?
We were trying to infuse a shield with some of the meteorite.
If you knew she was coming, you should not have done that.
We didn't.
Oh, I should have probably warned you. Somehow.
Well, she decided she was going to she decided she was going to come here after we arrived.
Well, sorry to cut you off, Sabrina, but I'm just a little excited because I have something for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She goes over and reaches into a bag, and she pulls out one of those glass balls with that meteor shard in the middle that you handled the other day. And it kind of looks like a cat's eye. And she says, "We made another one of these with the material you brought us, so I thought you should have one."
Sabrina squeals with delight as she runs up and takes it from her. She's like,
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
I know. For all intents and purposes, it's a pearl of power.
okay.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Sinbad's just gonna say, well, its eyes look like yours.
And I didn't leave you out. There's something I got for you. We also made this with that sizable shard you brought us. And she hands you a similar one, Sinbad, but it's kind of like there's kind of like electricity sparking through the pearl inside of it.
Oh, so that's another pearl of power then.
No, it's not this one doesn't work like that one. This one you can cut through, let's just say, creatures that resist the enigma energy we use. And it can do quite a dent in them sometimes. So for all intents and purposes, this is an empowered pearl. What this does is, if something has resistance to magic, it doesn't care. And if it gets a nat 1 on a saving throw, it does critical damage.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And she says, well, and there's more where that came from if you can get more of those meteor shards.
Sinbad gingerly handles it like he was handed a newborn child almost. He doesn't know what to do with it.
Aiden's actually looking at his bag again after earlier.
Well, actually, we did happen to find something, and given how the Hallowed Flames kind of trashed Dad's work, I don't think it's exactly safe to hold things here anymore, so...
He pulls out the geode that he got.
Oh. Well, if you just want to sell it right off the bat, I can give you 500 for that.
He looks at the rest of the group if anyone has any objections.
No.
Sabrina is currently focused on her gift, and her tail is wagging frenetically. She isn't exactly paying attention.
Yeah, I think Sinbad might be in a similar boat. You know, like those electric balls, you put your hand on it and it zaps towards your fingers. He might be doing that kind of thing. He might be doing it with his tail, too.
It's exactly like that.
Oh my god.
You have to attune to both of these things if you didn't know either.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Aiden is going to hand over the geode.
Yep, okay, and she just kind of hands you 500 gold like it's nothing.
Nice. Very cool. Well, was there anything else that you were calling us here for?
Yes, there was another job I wanted you to partake in.
A lot of people asking us for jobs as of late, and my concern, though, is what just happened to Calder.
Yes, that dragon is quite a nuisance. I guess I have two missions for you, and one involves that dragon. She's saying this very matter-of-factly, like nothing happened, too. Not saying with an inch of sympathy or anything.
Yeah.
Word is on the grapevine, both the Hallowed Flame and Abolition are going after that thing. Now, all I want from it, or all the MDRA needs, is just a sample from it. Whether it lives or dies, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we don't have to kill it. I mean, all I'm saying is you could possibly work with the abolition, or you could possibly work with the hallowed flame now that you're chummy with them, I guess. Problem is that we just need a scale from it, and that's it. But
Well, skill shouldn't be too difficult to get a hold of, hopefully.
the problem is abolition will probably be watching you and question why you're taking such a thing from it. And the hallowed flame are probably going to burn the body.
I mean, aren't like dragon scales hard to burn?
Oh, they have their ways. A normal flame wouldn't, but a sacred flame will.
Yeah, you saw what Loki could do.
And then the other job?
You see, there is a, let's just say, an expelled member of the Academy that, in fact, you were asking me about those experiments on the feral Pokemon, yes?
Yes.
Well, an expelled member named Kleiman was the one responsible for doing that. And he was expelled and sent back to the mainland, but he somehow found his way back. He's a malfeasant. He took a few apprentices with him, and he is, from what the reports say, he's near the ruins and holed up in a repurposed little fortress shack something. But despite his questionable research, he was a genius. Now, this isn't going where you think it's going, and I'm not telling you to go kill him or anything, no. I just need you to take his research. How you do that is up to you. You can steal it, you can persuade him to give it to you. You can, well, if it comes to it, you can kill him, but don't damage his head. We can get that info out of his head.
Wait, what?
Oh, we can use some of those enigma energy to.
There's spells that can do that sort of thing, Aiden.
Yeah, but let's hope it doesn't come to that. We don't want to send you as an assassin. That would look bad. But that being said, you can't tell him the MDR I send you either. Under no circumstance.
I mean, Sinbad like knocks on Sigurd's chest plate logo thing.
2 questions. Why did you not just take his research when he was expelled?
Because he did. Well, he wasn't going to give it up.
You didn't take it forcefully from him? If that research is that dangerous, it seems like something that should
it's not
be
that
kept
it's
away from
dangerous. It's, do you know why he was doing it? He was doing it because these feral Pokemon, they've adapted to this weather. And he's possibly found ways so we can do it too. And we can go farther into the ice continent without being reckless idiots like the Hallowed Flame were.
I see. Well, that answers my second question.
My question is, does he pose an immediate threat to anyone around here? The Expedition Society, Abolition, MDRA, any of the settlements like the cabin? Does he pose an immediate threat to them?
I can't really answer that question. He was expelled a few months ago, and I don't know what has changed since then. He does not like the MDRA anymore. Says we got in the way of good research. But we can't tolerate experiments like that. What he did.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking. Yes, it does sound like this is something that needs to be taken care of, but at the same time, there's the issue of that dragon.
Mm-hmm.
It can cause a lot of damage and kill a lot of Pokemon really quick if it's not dealt with. And right now, we don't know what Kleiman is or isn't capable of. I'd say currently the greatest threat that needs to be dealt with immediately is that dragon.
Yeah, I agree. I think that dragon is a nuisance to everyone here. And that's why you don't have to do it right away. I mean, I don't think Kleiman's going anywhere. But
Alright.
if you want my personal opinion, I may not see eye to eye with Abolition, but I would recommend you maybe go with them instead of the Hallowed Flame.
Why is that?
Because we can get the scale whether or not abolition succeeds, but if the hallowed flames succeed, it's going to be difficult.
Do you know
would
why
rather-
Do you know why the Hallowed Flame is here?
Yes.
We're very aware.
No, they probably haven't told you. Why do you think they're here?
They're here to destroy the meteorite and anything that they think spawned from it.
They're
shards,
here
the-
to
Pokemon, everything.
they're here to reclaim this land.
And they want to
This
conquer
is- This is land that once belonged to, I suppose, an ancient faction of theirs, and they want it back.
it. They've burned down several. You can ask the Expedition Society this. I know they're very cross with them. They've burnt down several artifacts and locations that housed, I think it's Havergal, the old kingdom of ice. But they left the temple standing. Very curious, huh? They're not pushing out there. You're half right. Yes, they want to destroy the meteor, which I think is very foolish. They think they're going to find every single piece of meteor shard, and they're going to destroy every single meteor. Give me a break. They're not going to do that. But what they also want to do is they want to destroy the mage tower. They want to cut us off the kneecaps. That's the only reason they're going after the meteor in the tower.
Oh, that does make sense based on what they told us.
Do you know what's in that mage tower?
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of things that Bree would like.
Most
Yeah,
certainly.
probably.
Long ago, before the War of the 18, there were kingdoms spread all across the world, segregated into 18 types. But those born with Enigma, which is the power you, I, Sabrina, all draw upon, were an exception. Instead, they made an arcane order composed of the most powerful casters, and they all congregated in these towers. In fact,
Dad starts to frown.
they were trailblazers back then, as they all got along despite being different types of Pokemon. But the Hallowed Flame, the Binding Frost, and Guiding Bolt came along, and to be fair, some of these casters got out of order, but they decided to purge all of them. Anyone born with this energy, they did what they're doing to those beasts outside. That's what we are to them. So if you think you're friends with them, they're not. They're gonna throw you away as soon as an opportune moment comes.
Sinbad puts the empowered pearl away, and he stares off into the distance.
Bree just kind of looks at Sid, but she doesn't really say anything.
I can probably tell you this too, that we're looking to reclaim that tower, and it hurts that they've got this much of a head start on us.
Well, by the sounds of it, my companions and I want to at least do something about this dragon.
Mhm.
So if we do manage to acquire a scale, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Just to tell you, what we plan to do with the scale is study it and maybe get some resilience to the cold out here. And that's the same with Kleiman's research, that the both lead to the same outcome, or possibly even more powerful.
Bree just kind of looks up at Estelle and she says,
So, you've told us about their hidden agenda. Do you have any sort of hidden agenda? Something you're not telling us about? Something we might find out from any of the other 3 factions that are floating around here?
Well, I just told you, yes, we want to end the fire curse, but we want to reclaim the tower. And it's very convenient because the tower is right next to the meteor. Or relatively close, anyway.
And you don't have any sort of unsavory plans for either of those things, do you? You or the organization as a whole?
She's not going to tell us.
No. What would you think we would do? Do an insight check.
Everyone or just Sabrina?
Sabrina, because she's the one prying.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm like, Sinbad's all about ready to head out.
new format.
Yeah, it's awful.
Pain.
Gotta push the tab button.
I do a lot of scripting at work, and this is annoying for me, so that should tell you something.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. That should do it. Inspiration.
Wow.
Again.
Crap!
Whoa!
Oh.
One,
These
2, 3, 4.
Inspirations, man. Dice Maiden is fired.
Well,
So when you look at her, she what you can at least tell she's telling you the truth, the honest truth here, that she doesn't believe she's gonna be doing anything nefarious or wrong.
Well,
In fact, it's to possibly develop more items like the ones I just gave you. To help young spellcasters like you.
right.
Sinbad just walks out and says, I don't deserve this.
You say
Oh.
that about a lot of things.
Oh, will you give it back then? I thought you'd like it.
That's not what he's talking about.
Oh. What is he talking about?
Well, I only have hunches, but you may have struck a chord on accident. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I've got a lot to think about right now. I think I'm going to go join my brother.
All right. Well,
We'll keep your suggestions in mind.
thank you very much, Sabrina. I look forward to speaking to you again.
She smiles and
Huh?
heads out with Zip.
All right. Yep. So you leave the confines of this room. It felt suspiciously warm, despite all that's happened, and you are back out in the freezing cold.
Yeah.
Alright, is it just Zip and Sabrina right now?
I don't know where are the other two.
We're still in the house. Having
unless
tea.
she had
no.
anything
no.
else to tell us at this point, I assume that's all.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
we
four
would
of
walk
you
out as well.
and Mecha Gross kind of gathered out here.
Mm-hmm.
And the Golurk. Don't forget that.
Yeah, he's just
Yes.
sitting there, kind of like hunched over in a squat position.
I like to think that it was having a push-up contest with the Mecha Gross.
Bree's kind of gonna get us out of earshot of Mecha Gross, and then she's gonna say to Sip,
What are you thinking?
He just kind of looks at her sideways.
So these two have gone off and had a personal conversation at this point, like away from Mechagros, Aiden, and Sigurd.
probably.
Yeah, he just kind of says, "It's all my fault."
What do you mean?
The reason why the MDRA, the Hollowed Flames, hate each other, or the Hallowed Flames are justified in attacking and destroying us.
What do you mean? How's that your fault?
Because he's coming back.
That's not something you can control. At least I don't think it is. I don't really know anything about what's going on with you and this whole inherited curse that you apparently have. This is the first I've heard of it for some reason. But this isn't something you can control. It's not your fault.
If I don't control it, it is my fault.
Deb,
I've already shish kebabbed all of Sigurd's friends, it sounds like.
what do you mean you did? You didn't send them after him.
Might as well have.
What, did you do some sort of incantation that summoned these frozen undead, for lack of a better term, whatever they are, and say, and you said, go find this Hakamo and kill him and his friends. I doubt you would have done that. You're not the smartest guy, but you're also not a killer.
He just mumbles. Might have killed those Eevee earlier.
She just kind of shakes her head and puts her paw against between her eyes and just kind of pinches, and she's like,
Zeb, just come on, don't beat yourself up over this, okay? You can't blame yourself for something that our ancestor did.
What about being tempted to work with the Queen of Hearts?
What do you mean? Oh, right, you said she talked to you, didn't you? Well, I mean, you didn't. So there's that.
I very almost did. Because she knows more than I know.
And what do you know? Is there more you're not telling us?
Not much that I can think of.
Alright.
I mean, not even Mom knew much of it. She helped me learn how to live normal life concealing it, but that didn't change much. Honestly, I don't even know if Dad knows about the curse.
I was wondering about that when you mentioned it. But, well, just don't beat yourself over it. Right now, we've got other things we need to worry about that are more pertinent.
Do you think that there is any other way to find out what the Queen of Hearts knows?
I don't know. Maybe the MDRA would be able to tell us something. They seem to know something about this sorceress organization from the past.
I'm worried that they are Nero's organization.
Do you really think
Estelle doesn't know who's in charge. I don't think she cares who's in charge. That's the part that concerns me.
Oh, you do have to be careful with magic. It grants a lot of power, and you know what they say about power. We're just in the middle of a whole mess, aren't we?
Sinbad just kind of sighs and says, "This is why I didn't want you to come. I didn't want you to get tangled up in this mess."
Well,
I just wanted you to be footloose and happy, be able to read your books without a care in the world.
well, you shouldn't. You know me long enough to know that I'm not the sort of Pokemon to just sit down and do that sort of thing.
He laughs and says, "I don't know, your textbook seems to be getting bigger every day."
That's not idiot. I mean, just sit there and do nothing when something needs to be done.
And that's why I was hoping you never learned, but yeah, maybe you were bound to find out one way or another.
Honestly, I'm angry that I didn't know sooner. Explains a whole lot.
I mean, it's not like you could have done anything about it.
Well, but in any case, I guess we're just going to have to tread as carefully as we can around these individual factions. And right now,
It's only a matter of time before the Hallowed Flames find out who I am.
right.
And then once that happens, who knows what they'll do. Maybe they'll try to lock me up forever. Maybe they'll just try to kill me. Although I don't think that would solve their problem.
Bree's just kind of looking at the ground like she's thinking, and then she looks up. Her eyes are kind of wide, and she says,
Tib, they probably already know.
He looks at her. He looks at her with like shock in his eyes, and he's like, "What do you mean?"
Loki knows. He probably put that in his report.
I knew I shouldn't have trusted him.
I want to trust him, I really do, but he... We'll just have to keep our eyes on them especially. That's all we can really do right now.
To keep our eyes out on everyone. Except for maybe Gunther.
I don't know what we're gonna do. We've got to make allies if we're gonna make any headway in this. But can't have allies if they're all fighting with each other.
Well, we can't have allies if the allies are fighting amongst themselves too.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Well, no, I mean like the factions inside themselves. Estelle doesn't know or care. The Hallowed Flames, I think, are eventually going to come to a splitting end if Because Loki isn't quite like Uriel.
Yeah, I kind of noticed. There's something different about him. He seems so much more understanding.
Probably something that happened to his family that was very important to him. Above anything else. I'm hoping that something will change. I don't know.
She nods.
Before my time runs out anyway.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm going to keep studying as much as I can to try to figure out some way to prevent whatever it is that Nero was going to do to you. All right, let's.
He kind of smiles and he's got like some tears in his eyes.
They freeze instantly.
Yeah, I'm sure. Then he starts melting them by heating his body up with some fire, like Zuko.
All right, let's get back to the others and figure out what we're going to do. It kind of sounds like we're all mostly in agreement on dealing with this dragon, but we're going to have to make some sort of deal with Brunhilda, get that scale.
It won't be easy.
Yeah, no kidding. And again, dealing with you isn't easy either, but I seem to manage.
Yeah, but there's only one difference between me and Brunhilda.
I'm sure there are more than just one, but what are you...
Well, in that case of convincing me, is that I can't live without you. Brunhilda probably can.
Bree actually looks pretty shocked when he says this, and she just says,
Oh, okay. Thanks. Let's get back to the other two and discuss what we're gonna do, okay?
All right. You just kind of see the. Would you be doing anything in this time, Sigurd and Aiden?
That's a good question.
That is a very good question.
Or did
If
you
they've
just...
gone off on their own private conversation, I mean, Aiden's not going to pry, so he's most likely just spent the last few minutes sort of thinking over whether or not selling the geode was actually a good idea and spending time working on Mechagross to sort of keep his mind off it.
I was thinking that Sigurd was gonna was just gonna be like, we'll go meet them at Gunther's.
All right.
They just kind of leave him there.
Yeah.
No.
You'd probably follow him in that case then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
If he's going to head back to Gunther's, then yeah.
All right. So they're not there, Sabrina and Sinbad, but you could see these big, kind of humongous, pointed footprints going through the snow over back towards the docks. So you can imagine they went in that direction.
all right.
You see Gunther kind of. It seems they're on break time right now. The Calder and Gunther, and what's kind of annoying to them is they're wearing kind of their winter gear inside because the slugma heating is down.
Mm-hmm.
And he hails you saying, "Oh, you're back. Did you find what you needed with those two?"
Well,
Yeah. Oh wait, we're not here.
All right. Yeah.
in a sense,
Yeah.
we're still. They offered us jobs as I expected, but we're currently iffy on going one way or the other.
You look down, boy. What's the matter?
There's a lot going on right now between just everything they brought up and it was Brunhilda ruining your work. It got to me especially.
Well, I didn't have any love for it. It wasn't done yet, but it was shaping up to be a mighty formidable shield. Perhaps when she leaves, it's just hard to betray her trust like that.
But, I mean, I don't know. All these different groups here that you mentioned, just none of them
See, I
get everything right. It's obviously evolution is just crazy. Howd Flame seems to think that there's nothing good that can come from meteors, and then you've got MDRA being just strange. And they're cool, but they're really weird.
Secretive, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I can't give you an answer on who to trust and who not to trust. In my opinion, there's no right choices or wrong choices. You can only make the best choice given to you.
He kind of shuffles his feet and kicks the floor a little bit, thinking through that.
I mean, there has to be some right answer. There's always one answer that's clearly the best.
Unfortunately, life isn't like a storybook, boy. There's no happy ending to good choices, or even sometimes there's no bad ending to bad choices. It's just work with what you're given. But have you decided what you're going to do?
I think we're still going to have to talk to Sinbad and Sabrina. There's... They gave us some options, and I don't even know if either of them is a good choice. I mean, well, it's more like there's 3 choices effectively, but I mean, both Estelle and also Brunhilda were actually suggesting we go and potentially help deal with the dragon problem.
I saw it. A formidable beast it was. Luckily, the casualties were minimal.
Yeah, but Dad, we've only been out here for like what, not even a month.
Actually,
Well,
you've been here for a lot longer.
Yeah, saying that, realize wait, no.
No, I mean, we've been here. I'm. Everyone else, it's. I don't know if the 4 of us are really ready to tackle something that big.
Well, you don't know until you try. I've heard of people, ones younger than you, taking on, well, not necessarily us elements that can breathe ice, but us elements. It just caught Calder by surprise, that's all. I'm sure, with the big guy there at your side. Where'd you get that armor, by the way? They give that to you?
Sigurd would nod.
Yeah.
We offered to help them find a relic that they had lost in well, to make up for the fact that the coal was stolen, and they rewarded me with this at the very least.
I think that gift was twofold, to be honest. I can tell you have their insignia emblazoned on your chest there. Do you think that was done without purpose?
It was.
Yeah.
He kind of glances down at it.
It's a kind of question if, we can refashion it.
Oh, I hope you don't plan on seeing the hallowed flame anymore. Well, the best you can do is cover it up, like you're trying to do already.
Yeah, Sigurd would nod. That.
That is when Sabrina and Sinbad walk in. With a little bell ringing at the door. Ding.
Regardless of if we decide to confront this dragon or not,
Oh, I think we
I
need
would-
to confront it.
I'd like to at least see if any of the other civilizations were attacked. Make sure they're all okay.
I haven't had
If
word.
we can help out somehow, possible. Well, and help out here as well.
Yes, I
mean,
think
I'm sure.
could use a few hands to rebuild. Get everything set back up. This damage has set back the production of a new coal back substantially. The workshop's still in working order, so if you need armor, it's hot enough to make that. Just no superheated coals.
Right.
Well, if we do go after the dragon, we can at least check up on the Expedition Society and see if everything's alright there. At least on the way.
We can't help everyone all at once.
I know. I just wish we could.
At the very
Even
least,
if we
I'd like
could,
to-
we might be putting out fires forever.
What was that, Sigurd?
At the very least, I'd like to, I guess, take those shards off your hands I had put in here. If Brunhilda did that when she found out you were making a shield, I can't imagine she'd be very happy if she found them lying around.
Yeah. She seems pretty keen on staying on the outskirts, though. She only came in to visit me. I had no
Still
idea
alive.
she didn't like those meteors, so...
Still, I'd rather not you, well, get in trouble by the sounds of it.
I understand.
However, if you would like to look over them, that's fine with me.
Yeah. So they're kind of up in his,
Study
like...
them, at least.
They're up in his little abode, so...
Yeah.
You can go up
Okay,
and
yeah.
grab those. Or Aiden can show you where they are. So you're not just,
Yeah.
like, rummaging through his place.
What's he got in here? Ooh, a
Maybe
plus
he
one
uses-
sword. No.
Those beautiful lockpicks.
Yeah. But yeah, outside of that, why did we go here? Actually, now that I think about it.
I think it was mostly because it was
Yeah.
a familiar location to regroup. Not to mention our room
True.
currently is trashed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
our
that's
house
not-
is fine. It's just cold.
Yeah, that's a non-factor. Sabrina can just tiny hut it.
Speaking of, we should probably go make our house not cold.
Yeah.
Let's go take care of that.
Yeah. Do you plan on kind of helping around town and setting up things? Or setting up
Is it towards the end of the day?
It's getting to nighttime with like kind of all the walking around you've done.
All right. So, question: does the 24-hour rule apply while we're sheltered in a
No.
location,
No.
or does an 8? Okay, so our 8-hour rest still
Yeah.
functions. Okay.
Right.
In that case, before bed, Bree is going to use her 2 third-level spell slots to try to crack the arcane lock.
So what are you doing with it?
Oh, dispel.
Yeah, she's gonna use Dispel Magic
I was like, you don't have lock.
on the lock.
You don't have knock.
All right.
But you have the other one.
So. Oh my god. Okay. Well.
Please do not blow up our house.
Okay, in that case, she'll just kind of go away from the house a little bit to try to do it.
Oh, you're doing it out in the open?
Sure.
You're gonna leave the room and go do it. Like, how far are you going away?
Far enough that if a fireball happens, it won't destroy the place.
Okay, because that's exactly what happens.
Oh my god.
All right, so the fireball explodes on her, and she's gonna use Absorb Elements so that she doesn't get as hurt.
All right, I'm just gonna do it in the chat because.
I'm like, wouldn't you take like quarter damage from that or something?
Well, if you save, yes.
Well, no, because she's fire resistant and absorb
Oh
elements.
yeah. So 8th.
An 8th damage.
If they save.
8d6.
Oh, well, do they automatic? If they automatically fail, then never mind.
Well, you can do your save. Oh, I did it wrong. I made Discord mad.
Yay!
Yay.
That means
Yay.
nothing happens. 8. There's no exclamation mark. Oh my god! That's so pitiful. Pitiful.
Ones.
Maybe I won't burn that spell slot. Okay.
Pitiful fireball.
More like
Wow.
a fire whiff.
Yeah.
Wow.
You definitely saved it.
Ordered the damage.
So
So I'll say you only took. So yeah, 3 damage.
no 2. That's 2.
Oh wait, so
Point blank survives a fireball and just.
Yeah, it blows up, and she's just when the fire dissipates, she's just got like her unknown ward spinning around her, and she's like,
Well, that was inconvenient.
You took like 5 damage.
It's not even caring.
well, to be fair too, that's a lot of ones.
yeah.
Yeah. It was a very small fireball.
Not 1/6.
2 damage from a direct fireball to the face.
Oh my god.
What a
All right.
time.
Yeah. So that's what happens as you try to dispel the magic. It kind of vibrates, and then just this explosion of fire comes out of the keyhole, and maybe your face is a little blackened, but you just kind of are just like nuts. It didn't work.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Do I try again?
She's just sitting there pondering, and she's like, and she's gonna do it again.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
god.
gosh.
All right. Well,
there
the
can only
same
be so many.
thing happens. Make a dex save. Oh my god, I hate this new thing.
Failed that one. Oh well.
Oh no.
Oh no, half
Now you'll
damage
take quarter
still.
damage. Well,
quarter
you'll-
damage.
Well, quarter damage
Well.
if you absorb elements. You
Uh,
could also just not.
So that's like 6 damage. If you still have
Yeah.
absorb elements.
I'm not absorbing elements that one.
Oh wait, no, it's not
Oh.
quarter damage. It'd be less than that,
It's 12.
or more than that.
damage.
Yeah, it's
It
12.
would just be
'cause
13 if
That's
everything
rounding
goes
up.
out.
Did we
Yeah.
round up or round down? I thought it was.
I'm nice and I let you do the better of the two when it's convenient.
Oh, okay.
12.
So 12,
All right,
12 fire
so-
damage.
All right, she takes 1 HP of damage,
Whoa.
Because the ward goes down.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
and then she's just like,
I'm gonna crack you eventually. I don't know how, but I'm gonna.
And she
That's why
puts it away, and then she just restores her ward.
Mage armor, mage armor, mage armor. Yeah. All right. So you going to sleep for the night? You probably have to set up a well, you can set up a tiny hut if you want it to be warm.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
may as well.
All right. Yeah. Well, you go to sleep and wake up bright and early. What's on the agenda for today?
Ooh.
So before anything, Sigurd's probably gonna look at the party and be like, "So what are we doing? Are we going to go deal with that dragon?"
Well, I think
And-
we should. I
And
mean,
if
I'd
so,
like to stay around town and help, repair some of the damage, but I'm not exactly the strong sort. I'm not sure I would really be very useful.
I was kind of wanting to help around town, but I mean, if it's more important that we deal with the problem at the source, I'm just mostly concerned about it just being us.
Well, the good thing is if it's just us, we can get that scale without any problem. But we will kind of have to contend with abolition, though.
I'm not. Well, it's less abolition and more the hollowed flames we have to contend with.
That's true.
I really don't know if I want to deal with abolition after,
I don't want to either, but
I don't care about them. I really don't.
what about them seemed off? I mean, all that we've seen of
It's
them
not
is that
they
they were
seemed
trying to
off,
help
it's the reasoning sounded just awful.
that they wanted to help Pokemon just because they are Pokemon.
No,
They would rather not fight back when something burns down your entire house and kills your family.
They said not to kill, not to.
And they wouldn't
not
fight
to be
back.
defenseless. We've killed without. We fought without killing.
regardless of all of this, I figure if they can contain the thing, then that still accomplishes what we, the four of us, want. We want that thing contained so that it can't hurt anyone else. Whether it's dead, whether it's contained, doesn't matter to me personally. As much as I don't want to tick off the hallowed flame, it's just the best way we could play the cards.
As we make a deal with Brunhilda. Or, we just try to be sneaky about it.
Something tells me that they'd hate it more if we were dishonest with them.
It's not dishonest if we just don't tell them what we're doing.
She just kind of gives him the really look.
Hey, it works for the zone of truth, doesn't it?
Well,
There is
maybe
a
they'd learn a
potentially
thing.
fifth option we can take.
fifth?
Yeah.
That being,
We could go to the ruins.
I thought that was our third option, not our fifth.
We could also just go.
Well, option one is dragon with the hollowed flames. Option two is with abolition, the dragon. Option three is going after Cinnamon or whatever his name is. And okay, so it's option four. I was one off.
Except he's at the ruins, so
Well,
We could also confront this dragon alone.
yeah,
That's
but
not-
they're going to be sending both abolition and hallowed flames are sending groups up.
We'll probably
The
get
Hallowed
there at the same
Flames
time.
said they were taking time to regroup and send a party here. And, well, we don't know when abolition is coming, but we're sure
There's the thing.
at some point they will.
If we go to the ruins, we might be able to get answers as to how long I have before I go supernova.
I do understand that, but the dragon is a very pressing issue that could cause a lot of harm to a lot of people if it's not dealt
I'm
with
not
in
saying
some
we have
way.
to do it, but I am saying it is something to consider.
And we'll consider that after we deal with the dragon.
All right,
Here's what
fair
I'm
enough.
thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. We go tell Brunhilda that we'll help her out on the condition that we can have one scale from the dragon.
I want more than one, to be honest.
A couple of scales from the dragon.
Is Brunhilda coming with us?
I don't know. She sounded like she was going to mount an expedition with several of the other hallowed flames, but if we leave now, they're not going to be able to get here.
I'm not sure.
I mean,
want to.
if we leave now and take it alone, we can get whatever we want and give the dragon to whoever we want.
I'm not
Well,
sure
actually,
I
it'd be
want
whoever
to
shows
risk
up first,
Brunhilda
which would
coming with
probably
us.
be abolition.
What, Sigurd?
I'm not sure I want to risk Brunhilda coming with us.
I'd rather not.
I'd much rather go it alone than go it with her at the
The
moment.
biggest issue is if any of the helled flames are with us, that they might just immediately destroy, and then we don't get a chance.
So, what? Do we just not tell her at all?
Yes.
I don't know.
We told her we wouldn't let her know if we were going to help her. And while getting rid of this dragon would be helping her, we're not affiliated with her directly. We have no obligation to tell her. We have no obligation to tell Estelle either.
Don't know. I mean, it feels like we should tell someone where we're going.
We can tell Gunther, then we'll be all good in the books.
I mean, do we plan to bring back the scale, though? I mean, in that case, we'd probably want to tell Estelle.
If we tell anyone, we should probably tell Estelle. She's neutral on what happens to the dragon.
The main thing I've come to learn is when we tell someone where they're going, they usually try to supply us with what we need to do that job, at least a little bit. Last time we worked with Estelle, that's what she did, and when we worked with the Hallowed Flames, they did something similar, even if they asked for it back.
I mean...
Alright, I think that's
true.
what we should do. I think we should tell Estelle, and then we should just head up and get the scale. If we have to work with abolition,
I'm
then
not gonna enjoy it.
we won't like it, but I guess we'll just have to.
What has abolition done? I mean, other than the fact that they're trying to capture this thing, I'm not sure if I.
We already explained
good
that
about
to you,
that.
Sig. We already explained that to you. They are too extreme on their stance to protect these feral Pokemon. They would not have cared. Actually, I think they didn't care when... Sib, did you tell them that one tried to kill you?
I was presenting it as a hypothetical scenario, because if I presented a personal anecdote, they would say I'm biased.
Yeah, see, that's what we're talking about. They wouldn't have cared.
It's a bit of a one-sided argument on their side, where if we manage to kill any feral Pokemon, they get mad, but if feral Pokemon kill, people wandering around Calder, they wouldn't bat an eye.
I suppose I'm just not as quick to assume.
They say that all Pokemon are equal, but they act like the wild Pokemon are superior. They have literally gone well out of their way to ensure their survival over anyone else's.
So they're hypocrites, basically.
Well, the wild Pokemon are being actively hunted. I mean,
At the same
unless
time,
you all...
The
unless
wild
one of you
Pokemon
have-
actively hunted me and Aiden.
Yes, I'm sure we don't need to remind you that Aiden almost died and Sid almost died because of feral Pokemon.
Fair enough.
we just,
I'm not keen on killing them either, but when it comes to self-defense, we've got to take care of our own first.
But that doesn't mean we have to kill, and that...
Right!
I mean,
That's what I
anything's ever-
just said, Sid.
that,
We don't have to
I mean,
actively
that seems to be their
oppose.
mantra, at least for now.
Look, guys, I think we're just wasting time going around in circles on this. Let's get going. I don't think that there's a whole lot just Sigurd would be able to do to fix up this town anyway.
let's go. Let's
best-
go tell Estelle.
The very best I could do is carry around a few heavy things with my floating disc, but that's about it.
So we're letting Estelle know and then heading out?
I think so, yes.
Right.
All right.
That sounds good to me.
You go through the rows of Calder over to the hunched over Gulark, and you give a few raps to the door of Estelle's dwelling. And again, she's really squirrelish about talking to you outside, and she's kind of getting you into her room to talk. And you all enter, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
This is it's good to see you again. What brings you here?
Hi, Estelle. We just decided we're gonna go after that dragon and try to get you one of the scales.
Are you going with one of the Hallowed Flame or Abolition?
It was a difficult
We'll-
choice, but
Or
She just kind of
going.
gestures the sig for him to.
At the moment, we're going alone, but if we cross paths with Abolition, we're not opposed to working with them.
Well, I can see some advantages of that. You probably don't have to deal with either of them and could persuade them to give you a scale, but it might be a little dicey doing it by yourselves. But
The four of us are confident enough that we can at least do it, unless you'd like to accompany us.
I'm not a warrior. I probably can't help you there. I can provide you with some provisions to maybe ensure you can pull out a victory.
All right, that would be appreciated.
So she will give you same as last time, either a potion, an uncommon potion, or a level 1 or 2 spell scroll.
Oh boy.
From what spell lists?
A wizard.
The
I
wizard.
will add a potion of greater healing to my inventory.
I'm probably going to do the same thing, actually, in this case.
Is it one for the group or one for each of us?
One for each of you. Either the potion or the spell scroll.
Yeah, I'm going with greater healing.
Okay.
I'm like, let's see. I mean, this might take a while, so maybe we should do the.
She eyes you, Sabrina, as you are you considering a spell scroll?
Yeah.
Yes.
She says, do you plan on taking that spell scroll just to possibly learn it?
well, I am not going to lie. That is what I have been doing, but this time I'm not so sure. We may actually really need to use it during this, so
Well, you should have just asked me. I can show you my spell book, and you could probably copy something out of it.
Really?
Yeah. She's like, but yeah, you can probably get one of the third circle. So in her spell book, you could do this instead of getting a spell scroll, but it'll only cost half the time and half the money because she is helping you.
Okay.
And if it's an abjuration, it's a quarter. All right, so she has. I don't think you can learn cantrips, so that doesn't matter. For first level, she has Detect Magic, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, and Shield. For second level, she has Misty Step and Suggestion. And for third, she has Counterspell, Fireball, and Fly.
Oh.
Oh boy, fly.
All right.
If you lose concentration, we all die.
She also, you can see she has more. You think she has 4 and 5, but she kind of realizes you can't learn those. So
Yeah.
yeah. So you want to learn Fly?
Yeah,
So
I think so.
that'll be 75, and it'll take 3 hours.
All right.
So you can forego getting the spell scroll. Sinbad, you want to cut off there, or did you kind of decide what you want?
Oh no, this is gonna take me some time.
All right, I think we'll end it there then. They're going after the dragon alone.
He's gonna
Actually,
take 5
no.
years.
I do know what I want to pick up.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna pick up Knock.
Knock.
Yo!
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah!
The avalanche starter, yeah.
Let's
Oh,
go.
boy.
All right.
We can try that one on the lock.
And it'll
Yeah,
cause
that
a
was the
delayed
point.
blast fireball.
Don't. It's on the spell list.
All right. Is like I assume you're gonna head out after you get these provisions, or there be anything else you want to do around Calder before?
I don't think
If
we have
Sabrina's
much.
going to is gonna learn a spell for 3 hours, I might want to go do some see what Kecleon has.
All right.
Not Kecleon, he has a name. I should find it.
Alabaster.
Alabaster.
The Magnificent.
The Magnificent, even.
It's very important to include his height.
Yeah. Maybe you'll get a discount.
It'd be disrespectful to not.
All right. He has. I'm not gonna bother role playing this just because he has the same things as before. The bracers of archery, the ring of warmth, and the sentinel shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he has a few uncommon things as well. Let me just find my list here. Da, 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 da. He also has a few potions for sale. He has a potion of climbing. He has a potion of invisibility. And he has dust of dryness.
Dust of dryness. That's the one that makes people sneeze, right? Or something?
No, it absorbs water into yeah.
Okay. How much is the potion of invisibility?
Let me just find the price here. $800 gold.
Ew, no. Okay. Second question. How much is the Sentinel shield?
That one was 1,000.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Even more now.
Their price. He says, perhaps you can pool it together with your friends. You would have enough.
Possibly. I'll save that for another day, however.
Okay. Yeah. Apart from that, he has the just general store stuff as well. If you want.
2 normal healing potions. How much would that run?
He would give those to you for 50.
50. Okay,
So 100
absolutely.
gold total.
50. Okay, 100 gold total. Yep, that's fine.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Let me roll just a d6 to see if he has that much, because he's supposed to only have a d6. So does it land on a one? Yeah, he has 5 of them.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all you want, or are you still deciding?
Let me see. I should probably look at the document that has the things.
Oh yeah, the shop. Yes.
The shop. Yeah. That's the wrong page. Shop catalog. Yay! It's a PDF. Right. I forgot about that.
The shop catalog versus the ice shop.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything from the ice shop that I'm buying.
Guess you haven't decided what you're doing to the dragon, have you? Are you're killing it?
I don't know. We'll find out when we get... No, I'm pretty sure we're not killing it.
We'll find out what
It's
happens
gonna
when we
depend.
cross that bridge.
Yeah, if it knocks out like 3 of us, we're probably killing it.
Depends on how dangerous it really ends up being.
It's a youngling white dragon. Or an adult white dragon.
In that case, we would definitely be dead. You have no idea.
Yeah, I think on that note, we'll just save the shopping for off screen.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. We should probably hold off. I don't know. We'll figure this out.
You probably want to prepare for this, so.
Yeah, because we took the hard route and decided, yes, let's do this alone.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We'll have fun.
Yeah.
We don't need any allies.
Like, nah.
Fun
fact, it's like I've never run a dragon before.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
We're gonna get TPK'd.
Yeah. All right, so we'll join our dragon slayers next time on Pokemon Ice. So we see what happens, how they deal with this ferocious beast.
Pokemon on Ice, the newest musical.
Well, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you again to our wonderful players. Made this a blast. A lot of fun moments.
Oh, I had
fun.
fun.
For being our wonderful DM.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he probably had fun listening to me and Quill talk to each other for 20 minutes.
Yeah. That's those are the most relieving parts. You have to do nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we'll be back next week, and super exciting. Watch if we end on session 9. All right. Bye, everyone.